No? Very good. Moving on. Moving on to House Bill 509 relating to protection on Taro. We've got reams and reams and reams of this testimony also. I'd like to say that not including the late testimony that may be coming in, unless I'm mistaken, all are in support. Chairperson, Board of Directors, Scott Enright, will represent. Stand in support.
Support referring to the deal.
Are you fine?
Referring to the Department of Land and Natural Resources.
Okay. Yeah, I know. So is Kathy Chang here?
Cardi.
Oh, Carty, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Car-
No. I'm with the deal now.
Good morning.
DLNR.
Yes. Good morning. My name is Ian Hirokao, and I'm with DLNR on behalf of Cardi Chang, our acting chair or interim chairperson. I believe you have our testimony. We just appreciate the intent and just offer our comments. Mainly, the primary comment is the preamble of the bill refers to the proposed Taro lands classification as state or public lands in the conservation district, but the following sections doesn't actually specify that, so we would just like an amendment to make it clear that these are public lands located in the conservation district.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on from the Kauai County Council member Mason Chalk. Provided testimony, written testimony in support. Council member Stacy Helm Crivello. In support. Mark Luke, Terror Security and Purity Task Force in support. Simon Russell, Hawaii Farmers Union United in support. Penny Levin, Island Restoration Institute in support. Any are present here to testify on this bill, House Bill 509. Would you call? Hi, how are you?
Hi, good morning.
Did I call you? You're from the Security Task Force?
I think our testimony was submitted on behalf of our chair, Alapaki Luke.
Okay.
But I'm here on his behalf.
Please identify yourself again for the committee members and.
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Emily Kondagawa. I'm the coordinator for the Taro Task Force.
For the Terror Task Force.
Yes, so
Right.
I'd like to
Okay.
stand on our written testimony, and I also like to concur with the DLNR that the amendment, I understand from yesterday, we've been talking with them about amending the definition of Taro lands to further specify that we are in fact referring only to those in the conservation district. So we definitely appreciate the further clarification that they've offered to have that reference to 183C for conservation district. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm happy to take questions.
Okay, moving on from Three Roads Farm, Penny Sullenberger, I hope I pronounced that right. Daniel Bishop, in support. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Any others present on this particular bill, 509, that would like to
Again,
provide testimony? Hi, how are you?
again,
Okay.
thank you. And Margaret Willey, County Council, District 9, North and South Kohala. And let me just say that I am the chair of Hawaii County's Ag, Water, Energy, Sustainability Committee. And I just want to stress the importance of this bill, not just in terms of agriculture, but in terms of the cultural value, and that we're basically trying to inventory our treasures and our heritage. And there is not just development issues, but also just climate change, and the rising sea level is jeopardizing Taro lands that are in Hawaii County. So I just urge your support. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any others here? Okay, we'll move on with some of the late testimony in support, written testimony, and in support will not be present to testify. Ms. Breen Mr. Massey, in support, will not be here to testify. Nancy Redfeather, in support, will not be here. Donna Maltz, in support, will not be here. Another late testimony, Chris Kobayashi, in support, not here. Kathy LaSalle, in support, will not be here. Sylvia Sanzano, in support, will not be here. Leimomi Dirks, in support, will not be present to testify. And finally, Michael Manchetti, in support, will not be will not be present to testify. We have a whole great number of supporters right here. Any of you? If not, we'll move on. Okay, yes. Members, questions on House Bill 509.
Question, Chair. Far right.
Representative Ward.
Is Mark Alapikuluke the security task force chair? You're Mark.
No.
Not from the city
I'm
task
the-
force.
I mean, it's chair of security task force.
Yes.
It was Mark's testimony. What I'm trying to get is where the boundaries are and how many acres we're talking about if this passed.
Where the boundaries are
Yeah,
for.
do we know the boundaries of the the bill goes back to pre-statehood?
Yeah, so
Pre-
last session we sent out, and I can forward again if your staff doesn't have, but we sent out a mapping that we did with our DLNR representative, Dean Uyeno, about what it was basically mapping the conservation TMKs that are under DLNR, and then listing all of those on each island. The estimates that we have now are between 5,000 and 7,000 acres on all islands combined, and those TMKs that are listed in that report are the ones where we would expect to find these remnants of wetland Taro land structure. So not the entire TMK, of course, but small, 2 and 3 acre parcels in each of those.
Are they prominently on Oahu, or where do they seem to appear most? On which islands?
They're mostly located in the uplands, gulch areas, riparian areas.
In which islands?
On all islands.
All right.
We've mapped them for
But
each island.
isn't Kauai the king of Taro?
Well, they produce the most amount of taro in Hawaii.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Any others on House Bill 509? If not, moving on to the next on the agenda, House Bill 530. Thank you very much. Moving on to House Bill 509 relating to the protection of taro. The recommendation is to pass this bill as is. Questions? Not
Chair.
question. Oh, I'm sorry. Your comments on this
Yeah, Chair.
509.
In regards to this bill, based on the testimony from the DLNR and the Taro Task Force, I've circulated HD1, which on page 5, line 6, adds that Taro lands, or redefines the Taro lands to mean any undeveloped public lands situated in the land use conservation district pursuant to chapter 205, which then will bring the bill in compliance with the preamble stating that this would address only state conservation lands. So I'm recommending that we move forward HD1 as proposed.
So my comment as is, please disregard that, but members' comments? If not, passing with HD1. Vice Chair?
Okay. HB509, recommendation is to pass with amendment. Noting all members present, are there any with reservations? Any noes? Chair, your motion, your recommendation is approved.
Thank you very much.
And
And then just come to the report.
yeah, because
Okay. Thank you very much for waiting. Moving on to HB 534.